Series. Let's head upstairs. Joe and Oral. Guys, take it away.
All right, John, welcome to Friday Night Baseball on Sportsnet LA, brought to you by Jack in the Box. It is the Dodgers and the Mets on a beautiful night here in Los Angeles. Welcome inside. Hope your weekend's off to a great start. Joe Davis or Hershiser. Kirsten Watson joins us in a moment. For these two teams, completely opposite arcs to their season so far. Dodgers got out of the gates in a hurry. Mets couldn't win a game to save themselves, but they've turned it around. They've won 4 in a row. The Dodgers have dropped 5 of their last 7.
Yeah, and the headlines are the Dodger offense has kind of gone south. But you know what? There's something's going to have to give today because the Dodger offense has been best at home and the Mets offense has been best on the road. This could be an offensive show.
It's an offense for the Mets that'll face off with Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who of course gave up 5 runs in his first inning in the big leagues. He's got a 1.80 ERA in 3 games since.
He's got to get by the first pitch and the first inning. He's had one outstanding first inning here at home where he struck out the side, but the first inning has been a little rocky for him. And first pitch or first strike, they're hitting 400 off him. Something else he has to throw other than that fastball on the first pitch.
Well, as the Dodger offense tries to find itself again, they got a familiar foe who they have hammered before in Sean Manaea.
Yeah, he had an outstanding first 2 outings. Then he had a rough one against Kansas City. He has had a lot of rough ones against the Dodgers, so I'm sure he comes in here looking over his shoulder a little bit like, I wish I wouldn't have had that outing against Kansas City.
Let's go down to Kirsten.
Thanks, Joe. Well, look, all eyes have been on the bottom of the order and how they can get things going as of late. And Dave Roberts, he was asked about this today, and he said that there's really only a couple of guys that he's had his eyes on and wanting to get back on track. And that's been Chris Taylor as well as Gavin Lux. For Gavin, he feels like he's just searching right now in the box. And then for Chris Taylor, for him, he's going through it at the moment, but he truly believes that the track record shows that one swing can change everything, guys.
Taylor's hoping tonight's the night as the Dodgers try to get this series off to a good start. It's the Dodgers and the Mets under the lights at Dodger Stadium. A couple day games to come, but we got a Friday night matchup coming up on Sportsnet LA.
Is in the starting lineup. He is in there against the Mets left-hander Sean Manaea, who, by the way, cut his hair for the first time in 4 years about a month ago. So the Dodgers are coming off being shut out on Wednesday for the first time since last July. Big issue with this team recently, Nomar, has been runners in scoring position. The last dozen games, the Dodgers are hitting just 206.
Yeah, situational hitting, we say that time and time again, is always key. And you know what? They know that. We talked about they understand that they're not scoring, that they got to find a way to put the runs up, and that in those situations. That's just collectively, everybody has to recognize that it's not on one guy, but that you have to have a quality at bat and find a way to put those balls in play.
That's a great point, Gnomes. It's collectively. It's not just one guy or 2 guys. It's 1 through 9. Continue having good at-bats. Those hits will take care of themselves. This lineup is just too talented.
It is too talented, and as you guys will say, it just means they're due. The Dodgers due to break out offensively, hopefully tonight against left-hander Sean Manaea and the New York Mets. First of a 3-game series on a really nice Friday evening at the Ravine. First pitch coming up next.
Is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Spicy and classic popcorn chicken combos are back. Sauce and load them for $1 more at Jack in the Box. Beautiful night at Dodger Stadium. Fans filing in, and time for the Audi player profile. Yoshinobu Yamamoto takes the field. It was a tough one to get his time going in the major leagues in Korea, and then he gave up a couple runs to the Padres his last time, but the 2 starts against everybody else, he's given up nothing. And you put it all together, it's been a solid start to his time in the big leagues.
I look forward to watching him pitch every time. Of course, it was a mystery during his first start in Korea, but since then, I think he is growing leaps and bounds every time he's out there and getting more and more comfortable.
And how about the mix, because it's certainly unique.
Well, it is unique, and it's that four-seam fastball where when he spots it up, it's successful. But when it's in the middle of the plate early in the count, that can be a tough pitch for him so far. He's got to be able to land the curveball, the splitter, and the cutter. The other 60%, he's got to find something where the big league hitter respects those pitches.
And the lineup that he'll face off with tonight from the New York Mets, Brandon Nimmo leads things off. He's in left field. He's moved there with their acquisition of Harrison Bader. Starling Marte looking like himself again, healthy this year. In right field hitting second. And it's Francisco Lindor, the Mets shortstop. Pete Alonso doing his thing again, the National League Hitter of the Week. He's got 6 home runs this year. He's followed by DJ Stewart at DH. Francisco Alvarez, fantastic young catcher, bats 6th. Jeff McNeil won a batting title a couple years ago, bats 7th as the second baseman. There's Bader in center. And Joey Wendell's at third base, hitting 9th for the first-year manager Carlos Mendoza, who's taken over for Buck Showalter. And has these Mets rolling. They've won 4 consecutive games, 10 of their last 13, after an 0-5 start where it looked bad. 0-5 start. They had 13 consecutive innings without a hit. They got their first hit to snap that string and then won that game in extra innings, and they've taken off.
It's been different when they've been on the road, especially this offense. They're getting 6.5 runs a game they're averaging on the road. So this is a team that Yamamoto and the Dodger pitching staff is going to have to try and cool off.
As the Dodgers themselves try to get things back on track, having lost back-to-back series. Nimmo climbs in, and off we go with a fastball strike. Bottom of the zone, right over the outside corner. As Yamamoto faces one of the teams that went after him the hardest. A lot of people thought there was a good chance he'd end up wearing a Mets uniform. Mets brass flew over to Japan to meet with him. He had dinner at Steve Cohen's house. He got a contract offer that was almost identical to the one that he wound up taking with the Dodgers, but decided he wanted to be in LA. Let's go over 1-1 pitch. That's a little high in, ball 2.
3 different types of pitches so far. The 2-seamer away right on the corner to start. Then the splitter, he kind of spiked, and then elevating the fastball, which is something he's learning to do over here in the States.
And as he's done that more and more, the swing and miss has gone way up on that pitch.
We've always talked about Clayton Kershaw being 2 pitchers in one body, and Yamamoto is the same way for me. It's the low fastball and the split, and it's the high fastball and the curveball. With Kersh, it was, of course, the slider and the curveball.
That is a curve that got him over the outside corner, and he begins his night with a strikeout of Nimmo.
It's a good beginning and a confidence booster, because early in most of his games, his curveball is up getting called for a strike. But here, owning the outside corner, which is the arm side, and owning the bottom of the strike zone. Really good confidence booster to get your rhythm.
Opponents now 2 for 17 against that pitch, 9 strikeouts. One away. Here's Starling Marte. Fastball lifted to left center field. Taylor's going back with room. Got that one off the end of the bat a little bit. 2 gone in the first. If Yamamoto and the Dodgers strike out 7 Mets today, everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow at Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink at LA area restaurants. You can eat your Jumbo Jack and watch the game, a 1 o'clock game tomorrow.
I'll set my alarm.
Oh boy. Francisco Lindor.
I got to do that 2 days in a row.
That's right. Going to settle you into a whole new sleep schedule. Circadian clock's going to be like, what is this?
Yeah, I don't know if I have one of those clocks.
Just needs to be calibrated.
Yeah.
0-2.
Marte with the theory the league has had, which they have hit 400 off of Yamamoto on first pitches or first pitch strikes. Lindor with some patience here.
Hello. A little bit of everything right there. Strikes him out on 9 pitches. He's got a 1-2-3 first. Nissan Aria, Shohei Ohtani hitting .434 over his last 13 games and a dozen extra base hits. He leads the major leagues in extra base hits. Leads the major leagues in hits, period, after 3 of them on Wednesday. On a day where the rest of the Dodger offense struggled to get going, Ohtani was at his best. And, of course, part of this lineup between Betts and Freeman, Will Smith, Teoscar Hernandez, Kike Hernandez through the heart of the lineup. Betts almost gets hit by Sean Manaea's first pitch. Then Pages, Rojas, and Taylor finish things up. They have seen a bunch of this man through the years. They've seen him at his very worst in 2022 with the Padres. They scored 24 runs against Sean Manaea in 17 innings, but they've also seen him at his best That's their most recent look at Manaea. That's a shot to short and caught by Lindor. Last September, 7 scoreless innings for the Giants here, which was part of his late season sprint to a nice free agent contract that he picked up with New York. And now he faces Shohei Ohtani.
The greeting here at Dodger Stadium and really everywhere for this man is like Elvis is in the building.
These days, like T Swift.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't think Elvis is ever out of context, but yes, I appreciate where you're at.
It's just a nod to the Swifties out there.
Okay.
Strike on Ohtani.
New album release, 31 songs.
For real?
Yeah. You got to listen to Vic the Brick.
He's your source.
Just driving into the ballpark today. He's on there. He's doing his haiku. Is that what it is? And he got killed on social media because he wished his wife happy birthday in his haiku. But pre to that, he was talking about Taylor Swift's new album. And the sports fans on 570 weren't appreciating that.
1-2 on Ohtani. Hitting .360 here in his first year with the Dodgers. On this 1-2 pitch, takes it in the dirt, and the count evens up. Manaea kicks and throws and misses inside. Count goes full. Sean Manaea's first 2 starts with the Mets this year gave up just 1 run, but he got tagged for 8 runs his last time out Saturday against Kansas City. And now trying to bounce back against these guys. On the ground is second, and an easy one for McNeil.
It's too small a sample size right now to really evaluate where Sean Manaea is. 2 out of 3 good starts, and those 2 good starts, 11 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts, and add in this arsenal a sweeper. So less sliders, but more big, slow breaking balls, trying to make a bigger differential between where you see the ball and how fast it's coming in.
Comes home to Freddie Freeman. He may not be here without that pitch. He added it last year. And keyed his turnaround in San Francisco. He got benched out of the rotation, put into the bullpen, started throwing that pitch, and by the end of the year had earned another chance in the rotation, and in doing that earned the big contract.
People around the Mets have liked the 4-seam fastball. They've liked the changeup and the sweeper. So 3 weapons that he can use.
Slash to center field. Bader is there, and that's a 1-2-3 first inning for Sean Manaea. Been at his best lately. National League Player of the Week last week, and he's kept on rolling into this week. His last 8 games above 400. He's got 4 home runs, 2 shy of 200 on his career. Here in the final season of his contract in New York. Takes strike 1 from Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Pete always looks forward to his trips here to Dodger Stadium too. He says he thinks about the history and gets a different kind of energy when he comes here. And his play has proven that. 7 home runs, 17 knocked in 15 career games here. In an early 0-2 hole. Yamamoto comes back home and makes quick work of him. That's his 3rd K as he's retired the first 4.
Well, Lindor looked at 3 different pitches and struck out. And then Alonso looks at 2 and swings at the last one and strikes out. And here comes Jack in the box. We're on a roll now, Joe.
4 more, and everybody's going to get that free jumbo jack tomorrow. So how about this? Across the big leagues, 1 of every 4 strikeouts are looking, and we'll get back to that as this ball flies into the seats. Hello, home run DJ Stewart, and it's 1-0 New York as Stewart cranks his 3rd of the year.
Really is one of the only ways that you score off of Yamamoto. It's the long ball. Manaya's had the same problem on the other side. But early in the count, they don't want to get to the splitter. They don't want to get to the curveball. So the league's theory is to jump on the first thing that's straight and hard, and that's usually a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. It's something they're trying to time.
So the Mets on the board first. Here's a swinging bunt rolled up there by the catcher Alvarez, and then Will Smith lobs it over Freddie Freeman. Alvarez heads for second. Kike's throw, not in time. Mookie thinks that he might have gotten him. Alvarez is in some pain, gripping that thumb, and just 9 billion things going on in this play.
Setting up to Kike Hernandez, tremendous effort behind first is the tough throw from Will Smith, and so yeah, just holds on to that a little too long. Freddie not tall enough to get it, but what Kike does after that, absolutely amazing as he makes this throw. And do they get him? Ooh, we're gonna have to see if the tag hits the back before the foot hits the bag. From that angle, tough to play. Oh, that thumb took a beating right there. Let's see. Wow, he's out, I think.
Yeah?
It looks like it, but yeah, I think he's out by like a half an inch. Wow, the Dodgers might say play on, but there's still a little bit of an injury time out here. Might have another chance to look at it again.
Oh.
This bend under the thumb bends under the wrong way.
Promising catcher, 22 years old. He came up last year, hit 25 home runs. And they think a future all-star, future captain type personality.
I mean, the thumb is like 80% of your hand strength, and on the left hand for a catcher, it takes the biggest beating, because when you don't catch it perfectly in the pocket, the thumb is bent back within the glove a little bit. He's going to stay in there, but we'll see once he has to put the catcher's glove back on.
Very tough guy. Toughened as a kid, working with his dad's construction company, would carry around bags of concrete that were bigger than him.
Kike's play is amazing, and then all of a sudden he's already hurt the thumb around first, and then the close play at second, but the Mets end up with a guy there.
Ruled an error on Will Smith, and so runner in scoring position for Jeff McNeil on a 1-0 game here in the second. That is grounded foul and strike one.
First pitch strikes, Yamamoto 100%.
When he gets strike one, hitters are 2 for 26 coming into this game.
But when he doesn't get strike one, they hit near 300. So first pitch, himself and the league, they are really understanding that that's an important part right away in an at-bat.
Here's his 0-1 pitch, a nasty splitter, and it's 0-2. The pitch was the best that it's been yet against San Diego his last start. Padres went just 1 for 8 against it.
Ron Dowling, one of the television broadcasters for the Mets here, and I talked to him because he had a great split finger. Ron was talking about just that pitch right there, the one that goes a little bit more level. That's the one you try and throw for a strike, but then you have another one where you reposition your thumb on the ball to make it bite straight down like we saw. Ronnie had an outstanding split finger, and I told him about Yamamoto and the inconsistencies on his, and we were definitely talking about thumb position. And then, of course, talking about the size of the baseball here compared to Japan and how he's having to adjust to, with a little larger ball, creates different tension in different fingers and on his thumb. And so he's going through a learning process all the way from what we had in Arizona with the different weather, and then what we have here at sea level and a little more humidity.
That call for a pitch clock violation there, and so it's 2-2 on McNeil, who strikes out on that high fastball.
A lot of width in the strike zone in Japan, a lot more height in the strike zone here. And so Yamamoto getting used to hitting that spot.
Already 4 Ks for Yamamoto, who quietly has racked up one of the highest strikeout rates in the National League here in his rookie season. Runner at second, 2 out, and the hitter's Harrison Bader. Already some big hits for the Mets in his first season. To reach in 8 consecutive games. Hit his first home run as a Met in their last game on Wednesday. One ball, 1 strike. A lot of guys just give up on that curve.
Yeah, he has tremendous spin on that curveball for it to be that sharp a break at the top of the strike zone.
Man, bottom falls out of the splitter.
The league chases that pitch. He doesn't land it an awful lot, but when he starts it right down the middle, you got to give the hitter either height or width. So if you're not going to give him height, it's going to bury, throw it right down the middle. Why do you want to throw another good one?
Yamamoto comes home with a 1-2, and Bader just barely stays alive.
The good thing about the splitter so far tonight, it's going in one direction for him. It's going straight down, or it's going to the arm side. Early in the first few starts, he had it going in 2 different directions.
Tries another 1-2, and a fastball is banged into center field for a base hit. Alvarez is headed home, kicked by Pages, who is going to have a chance to get Alvarez. Instead, Alvarez scores standing up, and a 2-out, 2-strike base hit from Harrison Bader makes it 2-0.
The first run is earned, the home run, but this with the error by Will Smith, and now a shot to throw a catcher out with 2 out going on contact, but not Wheels on the bases at all. Then he would have had a shot at him, but the bobble takes away that chance.
Figure his eyes were getting big knowing that he was going to have that chance. So 2-0 New York, and now the 9-hitter Joey Wendell. Wendell getting the start at third base today. Brett Beatty is off to a good start for the Mets, but tweaked his hamstring the other day in his day-to-day. As Vin used to say, aren't we all? Bader's got good speed. One of the reasons they added him. 20 stolen bases a year ago, even though they played in half of the games in New York. That was with the other New York team, the New York Yankees. Oh, 0-2. Yamamoto fires and strikes him out to finish off this second. He's got 5 Ks through 2, but the Mets have 2 runs.
For his access, exclusive content, and much more, download the MLB Ballpark app today.
Well, not that surprising that Francisco Alvarez is going to leave this game after that thumb crunched. Bad sign for the Mets. This is a big part of what they're doing, this guy. So Alvarez leaves the game, obviously going to undergo testing, and Mets fans will anxiously await results on that as Somar Narvaez replaces him. And the Dodger catcher comes to the plate to lead off this second inning against Sean Manaea. Will Smith, even though he's only 3 out of 18 on this homestand, still top 10 in the National League, hitting .348 this year. Takes ball 1 from Manaea. And he's been the #1 hitter in baseball against left-handed pitchers, hitting .474 against lefties. On this 1-0 pitch, takes a strike. It's 1-1.
Been a lot written about the Dodger offense and not hitting with runners in scoring position, especially lately, but that critique does not fall on this gentleman. He's been outstanding against lefties and has been outstanding with runners in scoring position.
And outstanding against Sean Manaea. He's hitting above 500 in his career against Sean.
Manaea's like, call him up to a higher league.
This anyone other than mine, right?
Exactly. There are ballparks where the ball carries really well and pitchers come up with little aching elbows or shoulders so they can miss those ballparks. He wants to just have an aching elbow when Will Smith is up.
Dodgers have their first base runner, and Teoscar Hernandez climbs in, takes inside for ball one. It's interesting that that is where Sean Manaea goes with the first pitch to Teoscar, because throughout his career he has crushed pitches in there. It's been where you stay away. But other way around so far with the Dodgers, where he's crushing everything middle and away, but he's hitting $170 on pitches on the inner part.
But would that be a clue to why he looks so much better with 2 strikes and being more of a complete hitter? Because he's got great plate coverage and he's kind of given up a little bit to get something else. And so we have not lost him as far as power. We have not lost him as far as, you know, he's gained in batting average and consistency. So we've seen that with a few other Dodger hitters where we think their theory in the batter's box has changed a little bit.
Flies one the other way. This is Marte. Dances around, makes the catch. You could close your eyes and hear this walk-up song and take a pretty good guess who's coming up.
There's very few people that can move their hips as fast as this song.
Could you get close?
No. Maybe back in the day.
I was going to say, was there a time where you could have?
Yeah, probably back in the day.
Good hips.
That's why I got arthritis in my hips now.
Oh, too much dancing. Strike one on Kike Hernandez.
Nothing like this gentleman.
Numbers so far not great for Kike, not good for Kike, but that hard hit rate gives him something at least to hang his hat on. Is well above average. Carves out this fly ball down the line. Alonso will actually hit the net. 0-2 on Hernandez, and we check in with Kirsten.
Thanks, Joe. Well, earlier today, I sat down with Kike Hernandez just talking about how he's been feeling at the plate. He said he felt like early this season there was a time in which he was expanding the zone. But with that home run the other day, it was his first one in a long time here at Dodger Stadium. And he said that swing, he felt like he was in a really good spot, and he does feel like it could potentially unlock something, guys.
All right, and follows it up with a start here at second base. First one that he's made this year at second. And an 0-2 from Manaea, able to stay alive.
Kike in the hard hit rate, and this is the one that he thinks maybe gets a shot at unlocking him. He supplied the power. That was a breaking ball that he launched.
Another 0-2 pitch. Look out, Dino. Already got one broken hand, broken finger.
Oh, he's going bandageless.
Ooh.
Oh, it's getting better.
Healing up.
He's not looking for sympathy.
Nope. Another 0-2 pitch. And another foul ball.
Yeah, you can hang your hat on the fact that Kike is hitting the ball hard, and if you go actual average versus expected average, you can jump it up about 60 points. So you see that 195. The expected average from the baseball probability book is more like 250.
Where can I get a copy of that?
You have to talk to Dr. Krajewski.
Okay.
I don't think there's a copy of it, but we can print you some stuff from websites. Then I got to get it bound. That's expensive. It probably would be a write-off.
Okay. There's way more to the baseball probability book than I even figured. 7 pitch coming here. He continues to fight him off. Manaea continues to search for a way to put Kike Hernandez away. Had him at 0-2. 5 straight foul balls. Tries one more time, and this one's low.
But you got to figure when you have that deep a pitch count on a batter and still an 0-2 count that you do have a few pitches where you can say he's in swing mode. I'll just try and make him chase. So I wouldn't even be surprised here if they try to make one look like a strike, end up a ball.
It's a 1-2. Hernandez goes up the middle, off Manaea, picks it up, throws in time. Alonso keeps his foot down. Now they're going to come out and take a look at Manaea.
Well, they already had half the battery have to leave the game. They don't want the other half of the battery to leave the game.
Pets' heads are falling off.
Alligators in the sewers.
Manaea says he's good. Kike says he's safe, but the Dodgers take a look at the replay there and say play on. So it's up to Andy Pages with 2 out. Did not waste any time. Been waiting his whole life to get here. And then the first pitch that he sees, bangs a base hit, looking for his first hit since then. Smith at second, 2 away, and ball 1 on Pages. "23-year-old from Cuba fouls this into the glove. 1 ball, 1 strike. And people around the Dodgers thrilled with the way he's grown in his time in the system, but then he gets here and they say, man, he just looks like he knows he belongs.
There's something about the eyes, there's something about the body language when young players come up and you can just actually feel what's going on in their brain and in their heart. And he does look comfortable.
The 1-2, and he's down in a fastball. Manaea gets out of it after the leadoff single. In 14, just 2 weeks into his time in the major leagues, Miguel Rojas preserves Clayton Kershaw's no-hitter against the Colorado Rockies that night. Wearing 72. When you're wearing a number like that, you are still trying really hard to prove that you belong. And Miguel played a lot of third base early on in his time in the big leagues. This is only his 3rd start there this year. He had made just 1 start at third base the last 5 seasons before getting some time there this season. Top of the order for the Mets here. 2 balls, no strikes on Brandon Nimmo. And the way that Rojas has handled this whole thing, because we've not talked a ton about what it's meant for him. Mookie Betts moving to short. But the way he's handled it, it's been no different than you would expect, just given what we've learned about how professional he is, how much of a team guy he is. But taking a back seat, saying, look, I understand this is where I'm at this time in my career. Understand it's what's best for the team. And yeah, I'll go play third base and be really good at it.
The way the Dodgers are shifting around as much as they can right here, he's almost at shortstop.
Playing the lefty Nimmo to pull. Count goes full.
But as far as his personality and what he's trying to accomplish at this point, I think he'd have done this almost any time in his career. That's the kind of personality and guy he is. But remember last year we were worried about as many reps as he might get, as much as he was playing, and maybe the wear and tear would get to him and he would lose him. So this kind of workload actually kind of fits exactly where he needs to be at this point in his career.
That's a leadoff walk for Nimmo. Yeah, I mean, this is closer to what the plan was when they acquired him, because Lux was healthy. Lux was going to be the shortstop, and Rojas only became the everyday guy there when Gavin hurt his knee. And so he says, look, I understand this could be good for me. The other thing he said is, I look at this as a chance to practice what I see myself doing down the road after my playing career, and that is be a leader, be a coach. He's been a coach to Mookie Betts at short. Strike one on Starling Marte. He said, I'm not there yet, but heck, make the most of this.
Grinders can become some of the best coaches and managers because they've tried everything. They understand every portion of the roster when they become a coach or a manager because they've been part of that roster as the leader, the veteran, the star, the grinder, the part-time player, the guy trying to stick around and stay in the big leagues, the young guy coming up. And all those different experiences lead you to be able to relate to everybody on your team.
Marte, who flied out his first time, takes inside here. He's ahead 2-1. Now the Mets, when they started this season 0-5, scored 11 runs in those 5 games total, but more than 6 runs per game since. Key in this rally, where they've won 10 of their last 13. Jumps out of the way of a curve that almost falls back into the zone. 3-1.
That's the one we've seen early on in his starts, but now starting to master the one that's down.
It's in there. 3-2.
Nice little adjustment. So subtle. When your arm's moving as fast as these big leaguers and you're trying to bring it down a nice little foot, it's a subtle adjustment.
Here's a payoff, and there's a shot to deep left field. Taylor on the run, turns and watches it hit off the wall. Nimmo read that thing beautifully, but throws on the brakes at third with nobody out. And Marte's into second with a double.
The angle for the runner at first, when you start to see the left fielder's number, so Chris Taylor's 3, as soon as he sees that and sees a read, he's got a nice angle to make a very nice break and get himself over there to third.
Be interesting to see how aggressive Francisco Lindor is here. First time up, saw 3 pitches, didn't budge, and struck out. Goes after the first pitch this time. Not very deep in center field. Pages makes the grab. Nimmo will not go. Just as good as a strikeout right there for Yamamoto. 1 away in the third.
Number 20, Pete Alonso.
And it's Alonso. Struck out in a nasty curveball his first time. Nimmo at third, Marte at second. Yamamoto fires. Popped out of his hand, ball 1. Splitter for a strike.
This situation right here, you would think that you'd pitch around Alonso to get to Stewart, but when Stewart's hit a home run off you in his first at bat, you're a little bit more apt to go after Alonso.
Turns it up with a fastball. Gets ahead 1-2.
Struck him out on a slow curveball in the last at bat, and now he is set up if he wants to go back to the well on that pitch, or he can double up in there. He really could throw him anything he wants, and he's going to want to make it a chase and trust Will Smith to block the ball.
Second and third, 1 gone, and a 1-2 pitch to Pete Alonso. Just missed with the splitter.
There's 2 or 3 innings in a game where you're either going to win or lose, and there's 2 or 3 at bats, and this is one of them.
2-2 pitch. Good stop by Smith. Might get a little help there by the umpire.
I think it rattled around his own shin guards as it came down. But this is Yamamoto trusting Will Smith. The relationship is getting deeper and deeper every time, and it just kind of rolled around. And Will's fortunate that when he brings that left foot around, that he doesn't kick the ball about 20 feet away. Lindor was down the line, or Nimmo was down the line.
Now it's a 3-2, and it's shot to right field, a base hit for Alonso. Nimmo's in to score, and it's 3-0 Mets. Pete Alonso drives home Brandon Nimmo.
He went back to the curveball, but when he struck him out, it was low and away on the corner. This one's hanging at the top of the strike zone, the one he wants to stay away from. So the execution of the pitch gave Alonso to put it in play, and he did. This Met offense, Joe, is back to scoring their 6.5 runs on the road.
3 in the bank already. Yeah, DJ Stewart, who drilled the first pitch that he saw into the seats for his 3rd home run. Goes after the first pitch again, fouls it off himself. The T-Mobile coverage cam looks back at that homer.
It was a shot. It was a pretty good pitch. Low and away fastball, but full extension and full barrel on that one.
Now, DJ got off to a really rough start. He was 0 for his first 12. Carlos Mendoza, the manager, said that he could notice he was carrying it with him. He was feeling the weight of that stress, the weight of those struggles. And he told him, hey, smile, have fun. I know what you're going through, but trust what you're doing. Try to enjoy yourself as much as you can. And that night, Stewart went out and hit a home run, break out of his slump, and he's been pretty good from that moment forward. Right touch from the first-year manager in Mendoza. Check swing foul. Former first-round draft pick, Stewart of the Baltimore Orioles. Several seasons there without really sticking. Then he came to New York. And in his 2nd season with the Mets. Split last year between the big leagues and AAA. 1st and 3rd, 1 gone. Another 0-2 pitch from Yamamoto. High fastball, hit high. And deep to center. Back goes Pages with just enough room. Plenty deep enough to score Marte. And it's 4-0.
Good to get the out. Good that the ball stayed in the ballpark. Yamamoto lately having trouble putting these Met hitters away. 3 of the 4 hits that they've gotten have been with 2 strikes. That's usually something that the league doesn't do with Yamamoto. He's got great put away stuff.
Now, there's sort of been Francisco Alvarez here, but instead Omar Narvaez, backup catcher, first at bat of the game, takes over for Alvarez after he injured his thumb. And Narvaez takes outside for ball 1. Fly to center field. Playable this time. 2 more for the Mets, and they lead 4-0. It's brought to you by Carl's Jr. The spicy Western bacon cheeseburger is back for a limited time. Dodgers trying to come from behind tonight and trying to get the offense cranked up. After they were shut out for the first time this year on Wednesday, they are looking for their first run against Sean Manaea. Rojas, Taylor, and Betts coming up here in the 3rd. Rojas 2 hits in his last game. His on-base plus slugging, where league average is a little over 700, he's up around 870. 250 points better than it was last year. Best of his career for outside of the 2020 season, which was his best season. Obviously the short year. On 1-2 from Minaya, he takes downstairs. Three and two. That's a leadoff walk. First one issued by Minaya, and wire cam coverage is brought to you by our partners at Defy.
Left field, number 3, Chris Taylor.
All right, so Chris Taylor can tonight be the night where he gets going. Looking for his first hit since March 31st. He's 0 for his last 30. Well, Dave Roberts says, look, he's broken out of slumps before, and you don't throw a guy away who has a career track record over 35 at-bats. Even Chris says it's never felt like it's gone this long. He's ahead here, 2 balls and no strikes. He made a mechanical change this winter that he poured a lot of his work into, thinking that it would work, not being sure that it would work. Got into spring training. He's like, I don't know. This change feels like it's okay, maybe not. And he says at this point, he now knows that it wasn't the right move. And he probably stuck with it too long, where other bad habits came from it. And he's just trying to dig himself out of the pile that came on top of it. All the while looking up there and seeing the numbers on the video board everywhere he goes. So you got the mental component that snowballed from the mechanical problems. It's just a really rough place.
These are important pitches, of course. He had a 2-0 count foul ball. Now he's in a 3-1 count. Looking for that hit. Wants to taste that hit. So you still got to get a strike.
Grounded to short. Lindor to second one. McNeil to first. Double play.
He hit it hard, just right at him. I mean, it's a half a step, and then it's an atom ball. But 8 feet left or right, maybe it's a base hit. This is like a hard one-hopper bullet. You get a double play on Chris Taylor, you know the ball had to be hit hard with his speed.
Second time through for the Dodgers. Here's Betts, who scalded a line drive his first time. It was caught by Lindor. Mookie, one of the guys in this lineup that has enjoyed great success against Sean Manaea. 3 home runs against him. And it hadn't matter who he's faced this year. Great success.
Just Mookie doing Mookie stuff. He's pretty amazing.
Leading the majors in OPS, leading the majors in runs scored. On a 1-0 pitch. Shoots one to right center field, where Marte waits for it. Finishes off an inning where he faces the minimum thanks to the double play ball.
His home in Chicago, hosts his teammates at the Jason Hayward Baseball Academy, and details his time with the Dodgers. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers. That's next Friday after the postgame.
Jason's still working his way back. Not quite ready to start a rehab assignment yet. As we go to the 4th inning of this one, it's 4-0. New York looking for its 5th consecutive win. Bottom of the order, Jeff McNeil takes strike 1 from Yamamoto. 5 Ks for Yamamoto, but 2 runs in the second, 2 runs in the third. Opposite field liner at Taylor for the first out. Now, there's such a curiosity that comes with Yamamoto, right? Because you have this loaded resume coming over from Japan. But with any pitcher that comes over from Japan or from any other league, you're wondering how it's going to play. It's colored by the contract, largest contract ever for a pitcher. But you got to keep in mind he's 25 years old. So, like, just for context, Landon Knack comes up the other day. welcome to the major leagues. Wow, you know, no expectations, right? This kid gets up here. What's he going to do? Take what we can get. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is a full year younger than Landon Knack. And I know, again, the expectations are what they are thanks to the contract, but it's still a young pitcher that's learning.
If it's a 3-year deal and it's even $75 million or whatever, it kind of just falls in the culture of contracts and people coming from Japan. But when it's 12, 326, yeah, there's a lot higher expectations. But there is going to be still an adjustment period and a growth period. And in some ways, part of that will be physical and part of that will be mental. I hated pitching to strangers. I liked, after being a young pitcher, learning the league, learning myself. You can read a scouting report, you can watch video, but when the scouting report says pretty good curveball hitter chases the split, you want to see how it is on your stuff. Your particular stuff is the first level that you will go to once you have that experience. The scouting report is fine, but personal experience really brings a lot more comfort. And this is not a terrible outing. I see a 4 spot, and I know it's the top of the 4th, 1 out. One of the runs is unearned. The other run was kind of a bloop hit that he can beat himself up on, that he hung the curveball to Alonso. But those are just the kind of things like, you know what, Pete Alonso, oh my gosh, and he's trying to throw a better than just a normal good one, when just a good one probably would have got it done. Overthrows it a little bit, hangs it.
Roxon fires his 8th pitch to Harrison Bader, and it's poked to deep right field. Tasker Hernandez on the run. It's over his head, and it's a ground rule double. And Harrison Bader out of the 8th spot is 2 for 2.
And the fastball gets picked on, and this is one of the things with the early reviews, that the fastball is going to need to be more pinpoint and also going to need to be elevated. That one was fastball low and away, a quality pitch, but at the big league level, guys are pretty good at hitting the low and away fastball, staying on it. It's the elevated one that gets the swing and miss.
Already the 3rd extra base hit for the Mets in this game. And now here's Joey Wendell. Grounds the first pitch foul. And 4 of the 5 hits for New York tonight have been against the fastball.
And with 2 strikes. I mean, to really accentuate the point on the fastball, coming into the game, the league was hitting almost 300 on the fastball, but the elevated fastball, they had not gotten a hit.
Curve misses, 2-1. 25 years old, debuted in Japan when he was 18. 7 seasons there. 3 consecutive pitching triple crowns to finish it off. 3 straight MVPs. Ties him up 2-2. And the contract that we're referencing gets signed because of how unique it is to have a chance at a pitcher in free agency at that age. Already with that resume, no matter where it comes from. He's home with the 2-2, and Wendell's worked the count full.
Outside of the pitching results so far, he's a real easy guy to root for. And it's not about the contract, it's about the person, the hard-working person. The care is off the charts, and the personality, as far as the warmth and being a great teammate, is fantastic. And so as far as fitting in, and being a great teammate and knowing that he wants it as bad as everybody wants it for him. Simple guy to root for.
He came with a reputation, obviously, of the good pitching, but also a reputation for always trying to find that edge. What can I do to get a little bit better? No matter how good he was in Japan, was always looking for the little edge. Wendell smacks one the other way. That is down for a base hit. Taylor picks it up and guns it in. They hold Bader. Throw goes to the plate. Wendell jumps on second.
Nice little touch it swing. It's a breaking ball, and he doesn't really swing that hard. You see the follow through is hardly nothing, but meeting it out there, Chris Taylor, nice job cutting the ball off and charging hard, but it's the altitude of the throw that allows the batter runner to move it up. Here it goes, and they hold him up at third, but once they hold him up at third, if the throw from left is down, Rojas cuts it, and the runners don't move up, and then the double play is still in order.
That was another 2-strike hit. 5 of the 6 have come with 2 strikes.
First 2 innings, it was a lot of swing and miss. When the Mets swung the bat, they missed about 50% of the time. Since then, boy, almost 20 swings and only 2 misses.
And now they're going to get their third look at him. It's Brandon Nimmo, who's 0 for 1, struck out his first time and then walked. It's another guy here with a reputation for always looking for an edge, always looking for a part of his game where he can get better. And he has continued to. There was a time where they said he couldn't hit left-handers, and then he figured that out. There was a time where they said he couldn't play center field well, and he figured that out. Now they've bumped him over to left with the acquisition of Bader, but he was at least average in center field and hadn't been close to that earlier. Swings and misses, 1 ball, 1 strike. Said he couldn't stay healthy. He's done that too. Started to hit for power last year, hit 24. He's 31, getting to an age where these days a lot of people start to say, okay, I don't know, but he's shown no signs of anything other than the arrow pointing up. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He picked the right time to stay healthy. It was his walk year. Finally played 100 games, had a great season, turned it into a big contract, and was even better last year. Again, played more than 150 games. Down on strikes here. It's a big strikeout for Yamamoto.
Finds success with a 2-strike count. Finds another swing and miss. Goes to the splitter. Looks like a fastball down the middle, but buries. Outstanding late movement.
Able to finish the guy with 2 strikes there. His 6th K. And it'll be up to Starling Marte with 2 out. When the Mets were going well a couple years ago, this guy was right in the middle of it, and then he hurt his wrist in September. Mets struggled down the stretch and bowed out quickly in that wild card round where they were without him against San Diego. And then the disaster last year came where they didn't have him at full strength, only had him about half of the season. So the fact that he's looked like himself, that's big news for the Mets.
There's some energy to his game that's contagious.
Yamamoto makes quick work of him. So the bottom 2 guys in the order get hits. The top 2 strike out swinging.
Bobblehead presented by Security Benefit. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Ohtani leads off this inning, takes a ball from Sean Manaea. Grounded out his first time. Ahead 2-0. Takes it outside. 3 balls and no strikes. 3-1. It's a leadoff walk. So Dodgers have had the leadoff man on now 3 consecutive innings, trying to cash in for the first time against Manaea, who so far is doing what he did his last time here, putting up zeros.
Dodgers go back-to-back lefties against Manaea, but it's 2 all-star future Hall of Famer lefties. But Manaea doesn't usually see many left-handed hitters.
Freeman hit it hard his first time. It was caught in center field, and he takes upstairs here, ball 1. Now, Freddie was hitting .382 over his first 10 games, key in the Dodger offense, scoring 5 runs every single game. But last 11 games, he's hitting below .200. And there's been a lot more of that than usual, a lot more chasing out of the strike zone.
Struggles with this pitch, but through a lot of at-bats, it's been the fastball that's given him trouble. There's not many hitters that come out of slumps starting to hit the breaking ball. So when you know somebody is struggling, no matter what the scouting report says, a lot of times pitchers will default to off-speed stuff. Because it's hard to be patient, it's hard to judge when you're not going good.
Lefty, 1-2 pitch, and he chased again.
When you go in the batting cage and you're working on things when you're in a slump and you're hitting off a 50 to 60 mile an hour straight pitches to get your rhythm, get your timing, get your swinging mechanics down. Then you get in the cage and maybe you get the machine that can spin it at you, but the big league breaking ball is different when you're in a slump.
1 away for Will Smith, sends the first pitch that he sees to Marte and right. Boy, he's had some interesting approaches to balls tonight.
This team is playing with a lot of confidence, Joe. They look like a team that knows they got a chance at the playoffs. They look like a team that is not about what was written about them in New York over the offseason because of what they were doing with the roster.
It's kind of backwards, isn't it? I mean, the massive expectations last year that they had and the huge disappointment that they were with the record payroll. Ohtani runs, Narvaez throws, and a stolen base for Ohtani.
26 for 26 against the Mets this year.
You're talking about that during the pregame show. You wondered if the Dodgers might put the pedal to the metal a little bit. They got guys that can do it.
Dodgers with about an 80% success rate, and Ohtani gets knocked on the head right there. Fortunately, it wasn't a pitch ball, but it was just a glove. It still doesn't feel good.
Yeah, it came down hard. Eesh, he says.
Yeah, don't try to knock sense into me. I'm already sense. I already have sense.
That's a base hit the other way for Hernandez. Here comes Ohtani. Marte's throw up the third base line. Dodgers on the board. Hernandez into second safely. So they break the drought with their first run since Tuesday, and it's a 4-1 game.
A walk and a stolen base sets the table, and then Marte with his throw sets the Dodgers up with another runner in scoring position, and this base hit just out of the reach of Alonso. Another RBI for Teoscar.
Team lead in 19th. And so it's 4-1, and Kike Hernandez climbs in. Saw 9 pitches his first time. Yeah, takes outside ball 1. Hit it back at Manaea. Manaea knocked it down and then threw him out. Gathered a lot of information in that first at bat. Trying to put it to good use here with a run scoring chance. 2 balls, no strikes.
It took till 2 outs in the 4th inning for the Dodgers to get a hit with a man on base. They were 0 for 6 before that at bat.
And when you look at the fall off the last couple weeks in the offense, they've had close to as many hits, just not as many once they've gotten guys on and gotten guys in scoring position. Ooh. All right. Ball 3.
Ball 3 and green light. There is thunder in that batter's box when Kike can let it go. Think October on this swing.
Come on back.
Not many 3-1 timeouts from hitters, but Kike took his. And this one caught the strike zone, and when Kike watches the replay of this at bat, he's going to figure that the count should be 2-2.
He was really committed to heading down there. He took the Velcro off. Yeah, now it's full.
Those are body language boos that Dave's even being baited into it. But this is a strike.
On a 3-2, Kike sends a fly ball to shallow right field. Marte comes on and will make the grab. Dodgers get on the board as Hernandez scores Ohtani, and after 4, it's 4-1. 2 in the third. He has already racked up 7 Ks, and so that's free Jumbo Jacks for all with the purchase of a large drink tomorrow. Mets have Lindor, Alonso, and Stewart coming up here in the 5th, and ball 1 from Yamamoto. So 7 Ks over 4 innings, 21 Ks over his last 14 innings. Lindor swings and misses, drops that curve down to 77. That's a pitch that Yoshi's been throwing way more so far in his big league career than he did in Japan, that curveball. And to center field this one goes for Pages. And the first out of the 5th. And you think about curveball as like, yeah, everybody's got a curveball. Everybody throws it a bunch. Curveballs account for 8% of pitches in the major leagues these days. So when you look and see a guy like Yamamoto throwing it close to 30% of the time, he's an outlier.
And you know there's a secondary outlier, which is a guy who throws a curveball that much and also throws a split.
Nobody does that combo.
No, very, very few, and not with his ratios. You're right.
Nathan Eovaldi's similar mix, but weighted differently. Bouncing ball to Mookie Betts. Gets in front of it, flings it across, and Freeman holds the bag for the second out.
That's good footwork by Mookie. He doesn't get lazy with his feet, and he gets over there in front of it. Yeah, the ball hits him on the heel of the glove a little bit, struggle. But you know what? If he plays that into a backhand and is lazy with his feet, that hop at the end probably gets away from him.
Two up and 2 down in this 5th inning as DJ Stewart takes a curve for a strike. You know, a lot of concerns coming into the season, questions about the Dodgers infield defense, but over the first few weeks of the year, Dodgers are second in the majors, turning ground balls into outs.
I think Mookie would tell you that he's an athlete playing shortstop right now, and he's doing a fine job, but he's continuing to refine his play there. Gavin Lux has done a nice solid job, and the infield defense is getting it done.
That inning went so fast we didn't have time to talk about it. 8 pitches for Yamamoto and halfway home. As we welcome it back here to Dodger Stadium, it's 4-1 New York. Andy Pages leads off and takes a ball from Sean Manaea. Dodgers got their first run last inning. Teoscar Hernandez driving in Shohei Ohtani. Bottom of the order here. Pages takes inside, and it's 2-0. Good opportunity for Pages here, obviously, and just that he got to the majors, but with Dodger outfielders collectively struggling. Hayward not due back anytime imminently. This ball's hit hard deep to the left field corner and over the head of Nimmo. And so extra bases for Andy Pages, his first knock since his first pitch.
One thing about young hitters is sometimes they go out of the strike zone. There's been a lot of chase and a lot of whiff in Andy's swing, but here he gets a strike, he gets a nice low ball that he can handle, and yeah, that's the kind of potential we saw in AAA. We're just looking for some more of that production up here.
So he's going to get his shot here to do something with this opportunity and try and make it a hard decision once Jason Hayward is back, how to divvy up the playing time. It's upstairs on Rojas.
Not sacrificing right there. Mickey was actually going to push bunt and maybe try and get a hit, but at least move Pages up.
Corners pinching in. Rojas swinging and missing this time. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The great thing about a fake bunt is you change the defense. So even if you're not going to continue to bunt, you get the infield to move around and get it closer, and your hard ground ball's got an easier chance to go through.
Two and one. Hit hard and stopped at third by Wendell. Rojas retired.
Showing the bunt strategy almost worked out. Wow, this is a bullet, and if it is a step or more away from me, it's probably a hit. But this is right there, and that one stung a little bit when it went in the leather.
Mets 4, Dodgers 1, bottom of the 5th, and here's Taylor. Hit into a double play his first time.
Dodgers now 1 for 8 with men on tonight. Looking for another hit with some action out there.
On this 1-0, Taylor takes inside. He's ahead 2-0, which he was his first at bat as well. But it seemed like for a lot of this 0 for run, he's behind 0-2 just like that. He's finding himself at least in some hitters' counts here tonight. On a 2-0 pitch. Takes ball 3. Betts waits on deck. Oh yeah, ball 4. He had to be doubly sure. And the Dodgers get the tying run to the plate here in the form of Betts.
Manaea wanted it, and I think he was right. Does it drop a little low, or does it just graze it?
Betts is lined to short and lined to right. Team leading 6 home runs. Pages at second, Taylor at first. Betts hits a fly ball to left center field. Nimmo on the move, converging with Bader. Bader to the call and the catch. And Betts is out number 2.
Almost a gift from the Mets with some communication out there that could have went awry, but they figured it out just in time.
Well, Ohtani to the plate here, Oral, and he's been 2 different hitters this year, both in approach and in results when you look at overall versus with runners in scoring position. He's 1 for 19 with runners in scoring position. Way too aggressive in these situations. Overall, he swings less than your average big league hitter. In these situations, he's the most aggressive hitter in baseball.
It's something that you definitely scout. What type of hitter is he when there's nobody on? What type of hitter is he on? Pressure situations.
On the 0-1, Ohtani takes it, and it's 1-1.
The first pitch breaking ball he swung at was a strike, and it was a good attack mode, and that was a good take right there. If he'd have swung at that one, then you'd say, oh, the aggression is still there.
Dodgers trying to take advantage of the leadoff double from Pages. 1-1 pitch to Ohtani is grounded along first and foul. And Dave Roberts has said, yeah, he looks maybe a little jumpy, a little over-eager in these situations. Shohei admitted that he was that overall, searching for his first home run. Now that came, the success followed. Trying to check that box in these situations, too. 2 on, 2 out, and a 1-2 pitch. Ohtani fouls it off and stays alive.
Manaea went to the stretch right there and tried to freeze Ohtani. He just stayed there like a statue and then threw him an off-speed pitch to kind of try and get him to jump. A little game within the game.
Blocked by Narvaez. 2-2.
No rush pitch to Ohtani here with Freddie Freeman struggling on deck. And I know it would load the bases, but it's still 2 batters to get 1 out.
Deuce is wild in the 5th. Here it comes. Ohtani rips a line drive, base hit to right field. Marte's got it. His throw goes to 3rd, and Pages scores. Shohei Ohtani has scored one of the runs. He's driven in the other, and it's 4-2.
Dodgers get a 2-out hit. They get a 2-out RBI. They get a hit from Shohei Ohtani with runners in scoring position. 2 for 20 now.
Doubled his season total.
Everybody said he was going to get hot in those situations. It might have just began.
And Narvaez out for a visit with Manaea, who gets ready to face Freeman. Dodgers now have the tying run on base. The go-ahead run at the plate as Reed Garrett starts to loosen. Mets bullpen has been their biggest strength overall. Freeman crushed a line drive to center field his first time. Struck out chasing a few breaking balls his second time.
You got a veteran pitcher on the mound trying to get the last out in the 5th with a lead. And you got Carlo Mendoza, the young man, the manager for the Mets, and all of a sudden, this is a situation where you don't want to lose your pitcher.
Sped a fastball by him this time. Dodgers get another run, and after 5, it's 4-2.
Mexican Heritage Ticket Pack and receive an exclusive jersey, that one on your screen. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/ticketpacks.
4-2 game. Homer Narvaez takes a strike from Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who pitches into the 6th inning for the first time in his young major league career. 85th pitch coming here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Daniel Hudson loosens. Bouncing ball to a charging Mookie Betts. 1 away.
Yamamoto coming into this game was averaging 4 innings a start, but you got to remember that one of those was a very short outing. But this is nice to see him go deeper into the game, and the pitch count a lot more under control.
There are 5 innings, 3 consecutive starts since that game in Seoul. Into the 6th for the first time here. Jeff McNeil is 0 for 2 today. In Japan, he averaged over 7 innings per start, but of course that was a different schedule, once a week in Japan. And you see the pitch count here, climbing into the 80s, and how far can he go? It's going to be his 89th pitch. Well, consider that a year ago in the Japan series, he threw 138 pitches in one game. On his way to a Japan series record, 14 strikeouts in that game. Now, the Dodgers aren't going to let him throw 138 pitches, nor is any team going to let any pitcher do that these days. But the point is, this is not a fragile pitcher. It's just one they're going to be mindful of. It's an investment they're going to be mindful of. This 1-2 to McNeil is tapped foul.
We have not gotten a complete handle on how to keep a big league pitcher healthy. And yes, one component is pitch count. And there are a lot of other components being discussed nowadays.
McNeil reaches out, yanks this one into right. Hernandez there with a sliding catch.
Doing his best Jason Hayward imitation.
Yeah.
Jason makes a lot of those catches. Oscar out there in right field because of the strong arm, but right here, great jump, great slide, keeps it in the leather.
I know this is a 2-hour conversation, not a 2-out conversation, but your 2-out conversation version of what's going on with all these arm injuries.
Well, I think that the pitch clock is getting the brunt of it, but I think that's just part of the equation, and I think it's whatever is in the headlines is going to get blamed for something, but it's a combination of lots of different things between full effort on every pitch, how you get drafted, how you get a contract, how you get to the big leagues. There's a lot of different things, and I don't know how you now convince the athletes on the mound that you don't need to go full bore.
When that's what's incentivized.
Exactly. We were paid for getting outs and staying in the game as long as possible. They're paid now by how hard you throw and how quick you strike them out. And hey, we only need 5 innings.
Not just paid, but you don't get a chance if you don't do that.
Exactly. So if the injuries keep racking up, there's going to have to be some changes, but I don't know what they're going to be. They're going to have to be some huge cultural changes. Some people have talked about hooking the pitcher to the DH, and when the starter comes out, you lose the DH. Some people have talked about maybe having rosters where there's a little bit different as far as the IL or the not available pitchers, so that you can exchange pitchers in your bullpen a little bit more often. Even the veteran big leaguer can be shut down for just 2 days, but not count against your roster.
And to center field. That's the 3rd hit of the game for Harrison Bader.
What baseball has done is that they have proven that when there is an issue with fan enjoyment, with health, they will study, and they will study deeply before they make changes. And I think we can trust them now because they have made some great changes to the game.
Two away for Wendell. It's 1 for 2 tonight.
And some of the changes baseball made have been kind of seismic, with the shift and all the different things that they're doing, the pitch clock and the entertainment value. The base is getting bigger.
There goes Bader. Here's the throw from Smith. Bader's got a stolen base.
The timing of the exchange from the mound to the catcher and Will Smith to second base is really good. It's just the throw accuracy, because if it is just a foot different, less tailing action, this is an out. But this ball just starts too far close to first base, tails a little bit far, and Mookie tries to make one of those impressive tag plays where it's in the glove and on the body, but it wasn't there.
That's the first stolen base attempt against Yamamoto in his 5 games in the major leagues. We were talking earlier about him always looking for a way to get a little bit better. That was one of the things he tried to address prior to last year. He had just won his 2nd straight Japanese version of the Cy Young, but he said, I'm giving up too many stolen bases, and so worked on making his delivery quicker to home and completely shut the running game down last year. Swing and a miss, 1-2 on Wendell.
Well, here we are back to that 2-strike count. And the hits tonight, 6 of 7 of them with 2 strikes. No trouble getting to the 2-strike count, but tonight, for some reason, having a tough time putting these Mets away.
On the corner to get him looking. His 8th strikeout of the night. Now the Dodgers will try to get him off of the hook as he goes 6 innings in the big leagues for the first time. The longest outing of his short major league career, goes 6 innings. Strikes out 9, walks only 1, and 99 pitches, also the most that he's thrown. Will Ayrton there, translating for him and Mookie.
It might seem a little odd to see an everyday player talking to your starting pitcher, but I think it's really outstanding for him to feel comfortable and know what his teammates are thinking and that they're behind him and they're paying attention and they care to tell him. That's some chemistry.
Well, it goes back to what you were saying, how well received he's been. Well, Smith leads off this 6th inning. Garrett comes in for New York. Dodgers into the Mets bullpen, which somewhat surprisingly has been their biggest strength so far. In fact, the best bullpen in the National League to this point, below 3 with the ERA. And this guy here in Reed Garrett, the biggest surprise of the bunch. 31 years old. He got picked up last June and spent most of last season in AAA, overhauling his mix. And has shown up and been dominant. That one spins down and away, and it's 2-2. And you can understand why he was confident that might be strike 3, because out of the 31 hitters that he's faced, he struck out 17 of them. 8 2/3, no runs. Garrett to Smith. Ground ball to third. Wendell, who made a fantastic play on a hot shot earlier on this routine roller, like a wet bar of soap.
It looks like it touches leather. It looks like it kind of rolls around in there, and that's why he doesn't get a grip. Yep, instead of it coming up towards the heel of the glove, it goes down by the basket and rolls right out.
And while their bullpen has been the best in the National League, their defense has been the worst. It's a big-time mistake right there. Gets the tying run to the plate in the form of Teoscar Hernandez, who takes inside. Hernandez knocked in the Dodgers' first run. A single in the 4th. Broke the tie with Mookie Betts for the team lead in RBIs. Now 19 for Teoscar. Way up there. Alonso's got it for the first out.
The first 10 games for the Dodgers, this 4-2 deficit was no problem. You didn't even think twice about it. They were scoring over 6.5 runs, around 6.5 runs a game. But here, it feels like, yeah, they can do it. But it's a little bit different equation because the offense has been a little softer lately.
From Teoscar to Kike. Big rip and a miss. A little bit inside.
I always get a little extra special body language with Kike up there. No matter what he's doing, he always looks like he might be doing a dance move.
Or about to break into one.
Yeah.
1-2. Count evens 2-2. Reed Garrett started his time in pro ball after a career at Virginia Military Institute, VMI. Doesn't produce too many big leaguers. What a journey it's been to experience success like this for the first time. It's a grounder to third. Backhand Wendell to second. It's thrown away. It's the second error of the inning on Joey Wendell. Opening the door for the Dodgers. Tying run aboard in the sixth.
The pace of the ball, the hops of the ball, it probably is a one-out play, but he tried to make a really quick release. You see how he speeds up there with the footwork and getting the ball to the glove, and in doing that, it went from a I hope I can get two to didn't get even one.
This guy that took over at everyday shortstop in Miami when Miguel Rojas left. He's come to the Mets, utility guy. Playing third base with Beatty out with a minor hamstring issue. Struggling so far tonight with those couple plays. All kinds of traffic for the Dodgers tonight. They've got 2 runners aboard here, and Andy Pages doubled and scored last time. Chance for his first big league run batted in. Smith at third, Hernandez at first, the tying run. Pages the go-ahead run. Takes by the hands, ball 1. Only 23 years old. Got to AAA early last season. First game, blew out his shoulder. Done for the year. It's that close to the big leagues and then gone like that. Less than a year later, though, not only does he get back on the field and hit, he hits so much that they can't deny him, and he's in the big leagues at 23. On a 2-0, Pages takes a strike. And they say as much as the 370 average that he had in AAA when they called him up is telling about who he is as a hitter. The fact that he's here a year after blowing out his shoulder, having labrum surgery, that tells you everything you need to know about him as a person and how hard he works. That's a serious injury to his front shoulder. There are some guys that are never going to be the same going through that injury.
The labrum is like the rim of a golf tee, and it keeps the shoulder in place. So you're right. Fixing that and then the rehab to get it going.
Now he gets hit in that shoulder. Bases loaded.
Well, if you're going to do this and turn into a breaking ball with a labrum repaired left shoulder, you got confidence that it's healthy.
And instead of Miguel Rojas, so the base is loaded and a righty on the mound, up comes Max Muncy. A rousing ovation as he's announced as the pinch hitter. Tying run in scoring position. Go ahead run at first. Muncy fouls it back. He came off of the bench there ready to let it eat.
Hanging breaking ball, and he was going to try and feast on it. Just fouls it back.
Three career pinch hit home runs for Muncy. 1 ball, 1 strike.
With 1 out, he doesn't want to do the thing that he has been trying to avoid, where there's been a lot of swing and miss. He wants to put the ball in play, and he'd love for it to touch some outfield grass or some bleachers.
On this 1-1, Muncy takes in the dirt. He's ahead, 2 balls, 1 strike.
If it's near the middle of the plate, he's hitting over 500 this year. Elevated, not very good.
Does not have a hit on an elevated pitch. The 2-1 and the dirt for ball 3, and nowhere to put Max Muncy.
And not a lot of confidence on the mound to throw a strike right now.
It's surprising given how good Garrett has been so far. Bases loaded. Max Muncy drills one foul. Right before that pitch, you pointed to the sky.
I pointed that I thought he was going to hit a home run because the misses have both been down. He needs to throw a strike, and there was no way it was going to be anything but thigh high. And he's got another chance to get one that he's going to feast on right here.
Three-two. Got him. Bottom fell out of the change.
The strikeout hurts. Boy, it hurts the momentum, and they're going to need to have Chris Taylor pick it up. Can this be the at-bat for Chris Taylor that unlocks it?
Well, you wonder what he's feeling as he goes up there. Walked his last time after grinding into a double play his first time up. Take strike one.
You got the changeup and the frisbee breaking ball. I doubt he's going to want to throw him a fastball for a strike.
Frisbee and a ball.
He didn't give in to Muncy with a 3-1 count, 3-2 count. I don't think he's going to give in to Chris Taylor either. He's going to stick with the off-speed stuff.
Chris Taylor has 10 grand slams in his career. That is something. On this 1-1 pitch. Takes a ball. It's 2-1. Beg your pardon, 6. Still something.
That is really something. Let's go to 7.
On a 2-1, Taylor takes in the dirt, and Narvaez saves a run like Patrick Wow over there with a glove save.
It's a fastball, 96 miles an hour, but he hasn't had a lot of confidence or control with this pitch. We saw these pitches to Max Muncy from the left-hand batter's box. Now with Chris Taylor, they were trying to come inside to him, and he threw it over in the left-hand box. This is going to be off speed.
It's a 3-1. Taylor rips a base hit to left field. Smith in to score. Here comes Hernandez. Chris Taylor can breathe a sigh of relief. He's tied the game.
Comes into the game 0 for his last 30. Hits into a double play, walks, and now gets himself a 3-1 breaking ball, slightly up in the zone, puts a sweet swing on it, and brings a smile to himself and the whole Dodger bench.
And you know, his teammates feel just as good about this for him as he does for himself. They see how hard he's grinded, how much he's worn those struggles. So back at square one, tied at 4 in the 6th. And a ball on bats as Garrett keeps on going. Yoshinobu's got a big smile on his face. Yes, he says, I'm off of the hook.
He is off of the hook. He's got a chance for a W, and the guy at the plate gives him a pretty good chance.
0 for 3 today, though he's hit it hard.
This would be full circle with Mookie Betts talking to him after the inning, encouraging him about his outing. They get him 2 runs, and now Mookie's up with 2 out, men in scoring position.
Mookie with runners in scoring position this year is hitting .615. 2 on, 2 out, and a 1-1 pitch. Ball 2.
That is something that Mookie has really cut back on, is that chase.
Yeah, he's seen fewer strikes than ever, and he's swinging less than ever, refusing to play into what the league's doing. Pages at second, Taylor at first. On a 2-1, Betts swings and misses. Yeah, we don't know anything. We get a piece of it, I guess. Either way, it's 2-2.
I'm just hoping for a foul tip.
It's strike 2 either way. And now Deuce is wild. Backs up, full count. One way or another, this is going to be Garrett's last hitter. They have a lefty ready with Ohtani on deck.
This could be a duplicate of Chris Taylor's base hit. Down the left field line on a breaking ball for a strike.
Jake Diekman. Runners who get a head start. Betts hits a towering fly ball to left field. Nimmo back to the edge of the track with room. They have tied the game. Chris Taylor finally breaks through. A 2-run single makes it 4-4 after 6. LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. And by your local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Dodgers have rallied to tie it from down 4-0 to 4-4 in the top of the 7th. And into the bullpen they go with Max Muncy staying in the game at third base after pinch hitting for Rojas. Daniel Hudson to face the top of the Mets order. Strike 1 past Brandon Nimmo. How valuable has Daniel Hudson been?
Well, you see 0 walks, and you see the batting average against below 200, and all those strikeouts in 9 innings. Exceptional dependency, and that's what they can do. They can just depend on this guy. They had him warming up when they were 2 runs down, but Dave Roberts must have known this guy can get it done, and the offense is going to come back.
Nimmo fouls it off, and it's 0-2. The only way to score against Hudson has been to hit it out of the park. 2 runs on 2 solo home runs. All that he's given up in this year that was not guaranteed he would ever see on the big league mound. Strikes out Nimmo on 3 pitches.
Breaking ball.
Right fielder number 6, Starling Marte.
Sometimes it sweeps a little bit. Sometimes, like that one, it goes straight down.
This guy that's had like several careers within one. You see some guys, you know, they go overseas and they come back, but like he was a top prospect. Strike 1 on Marte. He was a good young pitcher, fulfilled that prospect type, showed up in the major leagues. Arizona in 2011, he made 33 starts. He's got a silver slugger. Daniel Hudson does. You guys are in the Silver Slugger Club together. But then he undergoes a couple Tommy John surgeries, all the knee issues in recent years. Goes from a prospect and a starter to a reliever that wasn't very good at it, to a reliever that finished off a World Series, to looking like he's done, to recapturing his best self. It's awesome.
Real low-key guy, you know. We got some low-key guys in our bullpen. Not a ton of like anger down there.
Nice play by Betts.
Not guys that are very eccentric.
Oh no!
Oh no!
So nice field into the ground ball, but couldn't finish it. And Marte's on with his speed.
Dodgers capitalized on Met errors last inning. You hope the Mets can't come back. Mookie with the glance at the runner and then glance back to first and Freddie. Just threw it offline. In golf, he hooked it.
So Marte, the guy that has more stolen bases than any active big leaguer, is aboard at first as Lindor takes a strike. Marte led the majors in steals 2 years ago, 47 of them. That was before they even expanded the running game with the rules. Last year didn't have full health, only played half a season, still had 24 stolen bases, and he's 3 for 3 this season. Feeling healthy again. He had the double groin surgery prior to last year. He just could not move the way that he's used to moving. 0-2 to Lindor. He's high for a ball.
Mets took advantage of the earlier error by the Dodgers by Dodger catcher Will Smith, where they plated an unearned run. Daniel Hudson trying to pitch around this one.
The Dodgers did it very unconventionally in the bottom of the 6th. Air, hit batter, almost a wild pitch, and then a guy who hadn't had a hit since March tying the game with one. There goes Marte. No throw from Smith. Drive right center field. Francisco Lindor puts the Mets back in front.
It's a breaking ball, and this one doesn't have a lot of bite. It's in the middle of the plate, and Lindor just doesn't miss it. The fans miss it, but Lindor didn't.
So 6-4, New York. Pete Alonso takes a strike. So Hudson's given up 4 runs. All 4 have come off homers.
The other 2 were solo shots, of course. That's one he'd like to have back.
Got a chase here, gets Alonso quickly.
Watch the Dodgers take on the Braves beginning on Friday, May 3rd through Sunday, May 5th. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/tickets.
Braves fulfilling their hype so far. First place in the East. Stewart with 2 gone. Sends one way up there to center field where Pages waits on it. And sends this game to the 7th inning stretch. Mets jump back in front of the home run from Lindor.
Cater sweepstakes. 8 winners will receive a $50 gift certificate from Shakey's Pizza, plus a teaching kit. Enter online at SpectrumEducator.com.
Bring it back with our Warrior Cam coverage brought to you by our partners at the 5. The Mets got 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the 7th. Dodgers 1 in the 4th and 5th, 2 in the 6th. And it's Shohei Ohtani to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Brooks Raley comes on and delivers a strike. Raley, one of the many relievers, off to a good start for New York. 7 games, no runs. He's given up just 1 hit. Ohtani, the hottest Dodger, though. 5 of his last 7.
The sweeper is devastating. Last year had reverse splits, though. He was better against righties than lefties. This year, he's good against everybody.
Ohtani walked and scored in the 4th, singled home run in the 5th. Leading off this 7th, and the count goes to 2-2. Raley deals. Ball 3.
That is a good eye. Hitters count. That looks like a strike for a long time.
Now the payoff. Ohtani swings and misses.
Almost a theory. If it's at me, I'm going to swing because it's going to work its way back towards my barrel. If it's over the plate, it's going to be wide. He had the right vision just until the swing missed it.
Ohtani down on strikes. Freddie Freeman to the plate. He struck out his last 2 times and is 0 for his last 11. An eternity for him.
And then he gets a pitch like that called for a strike.
On a 1-1 pitch. Almost got hit by it. 2-1.
Very rarely guys that are slumping like Freddie is and striking out, do they have deep counts as they start to pile up the strikeouts. They want to get the ball in play and not strike out. The wildness on the mound and that foul ball, though, got him to another strikeout count.
Another 2-2 from Brooks Raley is fouled off.
Get off me, ball. Trying to protect away, trying to stay off the breaking ball away, but kind of having his weight more onto his toes, and that ball ends up in on him. He just like fights it off.
The foul. This will be the 8th pitch coming up to Freddie Freeman.
Quality at bat.
6-4 game, 7th inning. Raley shakes a couple times. Goes to this on the 8th pitch. Freeman's worked it full. Freeman can reach. Will Smith would represent the tying run. Raley's 3-2. Now Freeman, even with the average below what it normally is, he's a 266 in the batting average. The on base is still elite, 385. He's drawn his fair share of walks. And during this 0 for 11 slide, he's got 5 walks. On the 9th pitch. Make it 10.
He's going to draw on a lot of experience here to finish this at bat off. He's in swing mode. He doesn't want to strike out. Got to stay with his plan.
I was one behind. I've lost track. This is the 11th pitch to Freeman. And it will be 12 to Freddie Freeman. Wow. Pretty cool.
It's real cool. And there's two different editorials here, right? If he was hot right now, you'd go, what an amazing hitter, unbelievable balance, unbelievable knowledge of the strike zone. When he's struggling the way he is, this is a battle.
Fly to left field, and Nimmo's going to make the catch. 2 out. Longest plate appearance for a Dodger this year. 13 pitches, but it ends in a fly out to left.
Catcher number 16, Will Smith.
And up comes Will Smith. Reached on an error that is one of the 2 errors last inning, opening the door for the Dodgers to tie the game. There have been some key errors in this game. On the Mets side, 2 of their 6 runs have been unearned because of errors. And you can point to is the difference on the scoreboard. Rip to left. Nimmo racing back. Turns and watches it bang off the wall. Will Smith headed for second with a 2-out double.
Hanging breaking ball. He supplies the power and almost has enough power to get it out of here. Maybe a little top spin on it as it heads out towards left field.
And that's going to do it for Brooks Raley. Carlos Mendoza out to make the change. Tying run again coming to the plate. Cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today and shop NissanUSA.com. It's the Mets 6, the Dodgers 4. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Adam Ottavino is on the pitch.
Sweeper. And these Dodgers have seen a lot of them, of course. But it's going to be interesting here with 2 outs. He's gone an inning every appearance. We're going to see if he goes more than an inning here tonight.
Tying run at the plate in the form of Teoscar Hernandez. Fouls off the first pitch. Ottavino gave up a run each of his first 2 games this year. No runs in 5 games since. He's striking out just about everybody. This guy has turned into one of the best relievers in baseball over the last 5-6 years. Here's 0-1. Spins away. Ball and a strike.
It's a sweeper sinker combo. You got one moving towards the left-hand batter's box. You got another one moving in towards the righties. Third baseman beware when he throws the sinker in. Up the middle beware when he throws the sweeper away.
It's a sweeper away. Hernandez takes it. 2-1. That's where we were talking earlier. He's been better this year, though. Teoscar pitches away, taking them where they're pitched. Not just turn and burn. Two and two.
Maybe a little high, but all 4 of the Dodger runs tonight have come with 2 outs. They're looking for another one right here, and they still got a strike to work with.
Ottavino deals. Hernandez fights it off. Well, they're going to say catcher's interference on Narvaez.
First two-seamer that he's seen, but he gets a piece of the ball, but gets a piece of the glove, too.
With 2 strikes, Dodgers get a break here. Tying run is on base. And the pinch hitter's coming up. James Allman to pinch hit for Kike Hernandez. This game's had a little bit of everything, hasn't it? Not all of it very pretty.
Well, some unearned runs, some walks, a few stolen bases, some errors, of course. A lot of 2-out hits and a lot of 2-strike hits.
That one goes down as an error. It's the 3rd for the Mets, the 5th in the game total. And now it's Allman, who's come to life lately. 4 for his first 32, 280 over his last 9 games. That's where pitchers have gone. Allman this season on pitches in 0 for 20.
It's a little cutter almost. It's not the sweeper, and it's of course not the two-seamer.
Fly to right field. Marte's going back onto the track. He's got room. Allman just misses flipping this game around. Hey, Jack in the Box. Spicy and classic popcorn chicken combos are back. Sauce and load 'em for $1 more at Jack in the Box. Dodgers down 6-4 to the 8th inning we go. Joe Kelly comes on to pitch.
Beginning of the year for him, the first 3 appearances were kind of a debacle, but he has really settled in now. Last 5 appearances, an ERA of 0.00. So those overall stats you're looking at on your screen, don't look at those. This is a hot arm coming out of the Dodger pen.
Got a whole new defense behind him with the pinch hitters. Allman is now in center. Teoscar Hernandez goes to left. And Pages is in right. Strike 1 on Narvaez. You can see that fastball just moving a ton. Dancing its way by that swing. And Chris Taylor, by the way, now at second base. 99 with life.
It's unfair. That is just amazing stuff that continues to come out of his arm. The upside is off the charts. Find the range and he should get a lot of people out.
Hesitates and throws. This one misses. Not often you talk about upside with a guy in his 13th year. It's amazing that you still see the raw stuff.
Yep. And he's always making changes out there. This new delivery, as far as what he's doing in the stretch, a little hesitation, a little funk in the delivery, and some waggle and starting and stopping from different places. He'll have to settle in a little bit if a man gets on, because if he goes into deceiving the runner, or what could be portrayed as that, he'd get called for a balk. But right now, he can do whatever he wants.
Ground ball to second. Chris Taylor's got it. One away in the 8th. When he's feeling right and he's doing all these things, he looks like a guy who's having fun. I know there's the intense face, but you can't do all these things without having a little bit of fun with it, can you?
Well, it's a game, right? And some guys play best when you're still thinking it's a game. Yes, there's a lot on the line. Yes, everybody's watching. Yes, you're making a lot of money. But, yeah, you got to sometimes have that little boy in you.
McNeil swats a base hit the other way, just steers it out there into left field.
I mean, that's just playing the game right there. You got a guy out there throwing 98, 99, and he just cuts down his swing and says, I can't do too much with this pitcher. I got to just get the bat on the ball.
Jeff McNeil is a throwback guy, and that a lot of his value comes in his batting average, and so the Mets love seeing that. Remember, he won a batting title 2 years ago, hit .326. He's at .218 though this year. What a day going for Harrison Bader. 8-hitter for the Mets, 3 for 3. for years been talking about, speaking of the word upside with this guy. It's just, can he stay on the field? Hasn't played more than 100 games since 2019. And ball one strike. Back to his early days in St. Louis. He won a Gold Glove. Got Rookie of the Year votes, but injury after injuries. He's gone from St. Louis to the Yankees to the Reds. Sharp ground ball. Taylor gets there but can't squeeze it. And Harrison Bader's got a 4-hit night.
I would think it's going to be graded a hit because of the difficulty of the play. Even if it stays in the leather, the turnaround throw from the shortstop side of the bag and Mookie trying to find the bag, I'd say that's going to be a hit. Mets now out hitting the Dodgers 10-6. And if you continue to look on the scoreboard, you run into 3 errors for the Mets and 2 errors for the Dodgers.
A lot of stuff in this game. Woo! Joey Wendell. For Harrison Bader, by the way, his second career 4-hit game. First one in 3 years. Back to when he was in St. Louis.
First game of the series. The other 2 games you might see a shin guard on that foot.
Fastball at the knees, 0-2.
Go up to the second floor to punch him out. We've seen the fastball at 98 on the outside corner, but pretty much down lower. This one very nicely executed. Best some hitters are going to do with that pitch is probably fly out to left.
12 Ks for Dodger pitchers tonight. It's almost 2 jumbo jacks.
You think about the 12 Ks and then all the 2-strike hits that the Mets have gotten.
Ball on Nimmo, who has struck out 3 times.
I think of their 10 hits, 7 have been with 2 strikes.
And the Dodgers will get the top of the order to the plate again. Bottom third due up in the 8th. It's Pages to lead it off. 2-1 as Kelly gets the low strike.
The top of the order and the bottom of the order for the Dodgers have kind of split the production. So it's nice to see some contributions, and for the guys that are coming up, they got a chance to do it again.
Top 6 in the Dodger lineup, and it's been different guys in a few of those spots, but the top 6 in the lineup, only Atlanta's been better 1 through 6. Bottom 3, same thing. Different guys have cycled through there, but only Miami has been worse 7 through 9. Two on, 2 out here in the 8th inning. 3-1 to Nimmo. In there for a strike, and it's 3-2.
It feels like the game kind of hangs in the balance right here. I know 2 runs, definitely with 6 outs to go, you can do it.
They're loaded up now.
Good. 2 out RBIs here for the Mets. They're going to put a little damper on the home crowd and make it a lot harder for the Dodgers to come back.
And it's one of the Mets' hottest hitters, Starling Marte. Had a home run in their last game. He doubled off of the wall today. He scored twice. Bases loaded in the 8th. Kelly to Marte with strike 1. "35 years old in his 13th major league year, Starling Marte. On an 0-1 from Joe Kelly. Took it away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Guys arrived in the big leagues the same year, Kelly and Marte. Arrived in the world the same year. Line drive center field, base hit for Marte. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in. Muncy tags him, but the run had already scored. Big swing right there from Marte, and it's 8-4. 3-game series this weekend with 1 o'clock games coming the next 2 days. 8-4 Mets in front, bottom of the 8th here. Bottom of the order for the Dodgers. It's Pages against Ottavino. Got his first hit since his first at bat, came in to score.
The growth from Andy is going to come from a basic foundation of hitting, which is swing at strikes, take balls. He's been very aggressive after that first hit in his first at bat in the big leagues.
Fights this one off of the hands, roller to first, Alonso to Ottavino. They say outside of the physical tools, there's also the idea that he may be the most well-prepared and well-thought-out hitter that they have in their system.
And that would be the approach and how you execute the scouting report, having a plan every at bat and executing the plan when you go up there.
Muncy with the bases empty. Pinch hit with the bases loaded and struck out. Nothing in 2.
Back-to-back the same pitches, just different location. Max loved the first one, took it and gathered the information. That one, it was the same pitch, but it just got in on him, a little jam sandwich. Actually looked like he backed off the plate.
Another 0-2 from Ottavino is swung on and missed. Disappearing pitch there.
A 2-out hit by the Mets to get 2 more runs and get up by 4 runs. Took a little wind out of the Dodgers' sails in these first 2 at bats here. Making outs make it feel really hard as far as a hill to climb, with the Mets having an outstanding bullpen so far this year.
We've got Edwin Diaz waiting at the back end of it. Or to be a save situation. And even maybe if it's not.
When you're hot, you're hot. You want to get W's in the book with the Mets, with the way they came into this season, kind of underselling what was possible. But now they are hot right now.
And credit to their first-year manager, Carlos Mendoza. 44 years old, from Venezuela. Played for 13 years. Never made it to the majors, though. He retired when he was 29. 13 minor league seasons. And so his ticket to the majors was as a coach and as a manager. Several seasons managing and coaching in the minor leagues. Hired by the Yankees as an infield coach in 2017. Got promoted to bench coach Aaron Boone loved him and then got the job across town. Ball one on Taylor. New GM as well. David Stearns comes over from Milwaukee, trying to get these Mets back into contention. Only one playoff trip the last 7 years, and they were done like that. They got knocked out in the wild card round in 2022 by San Diego. Not won a division since 2015. They have just cycled through the managers lately. Last couple of years, Buck Showalter. You had Luis Rojas before that. And now Mendoza gets his chance. Rave reviews so far. I guess winning 10 of 13 will do that for you. Taylor's down on strikes, and Ottavino's got a 1-2-3-8. Has struggled so far this year, but his 2-run home run in the 7th inning broke a 4-4 tie. Right after the Dodgers had rallied from down 4-0, Lindor took things right back in the Mets direction, and he set it up there to start the top of the ninth.
Coming into the game, only 3 extra base hits on the year. So he only had one of those be a home run. Now with 2, of course.
Ryan Brazier's on to face him. Brazier came over to the Dodgers last year. 3 earned runs all year with LA. He's already given up 4 this year. Strike 1 from Brazier this time on Lindor. Ball 1 strike on a guy who feels like it's taken some time, but it seems like he's become embraced in New York, and 4 seasons into his time there now. Time has flown. This one hits off Brazier into foul territory, and a base hit for Lindor.
Got to hit pretty hard to end up in foul territory, and it looks like it gets his ankle, and actually the movement of the foot to try and get out of the way looks like it almost kicks it out there. Trying to get out of the way, and here it goes.
Lindor is on, and Alonso's up. There goes Lindor, first pitch. Throw from Will Smith, not in time. Stolen base, Francisco Lindor.
Good lead, good jump. Pretty much went on first move. Didn't expect any movement over there to first. So, yeah, he makes it easily.
Couple stolen bases tonight for New York. 1-0 to Alonso is down and away. 2-0. 1 for 4. Knocked it around with a single back in the 3rd. ...198 career home runs for Pete Alonso. So when you think about Pete, you think about the power, but the underrated part of what he's done is the durability. 6 years in the big leagues, he's missed a total of 24 games. And he's not had completely smooth sailing. Last year he got hit on the wrist, and doctors said, yeah, it's probably going to be a month. He was back in 10 days. And even though he was dealing with that wrist issue for a lot of the year, hit 46 home runs, drove in 118 on a not very good team. Somebody's going to pay him. Just a question of whether or not that's going to be the Mets.
He's a draw. I mean, if there was a team looking for something to empower their sales department, create some season tickets and some excitement, there's going to be competition for his talent.
Roller to 3rd for Muncy. Put Lindor back and got Alonso.
Number 29, DJ Stewart.
One away in the ninth, and here's Stewart. I mentioned it a couple times, but back-to-back 1 o'clock games come in the next 2 days. Jose Butto tomorrow for the Mets. Gavin Stone looks to build off of the best start of his major league career for the Dodgers. Base hit to right for Stewart. Here comes Lindor. Throw from Pages. What a throw, but he's into the tag. 9-4 New York.
A beautiful baseball play. Boy, the ball is hit hard enough, and he charges it like an infielder, and boy, does he wind up and let that go perfectly. Will Smith catches a little bit on the first base side and has to reach for the tag.
Los Angeles is challenging the safe call at home plate.
If the spikes hit prior to home plate, kick the foot up in the air, and then the only thing that ends up touching home plate is the back leg, it looks like the tag is there in time. It's going to be about the altitude of the front foot.
Yeah, it's like it pops up over the plate.
And then the tag is there in time. So this is going to be a call that New York is going to really review, but it looks like it's out.
I'm with you. It's another odd play. Kind of a wacky game. Kind of a weird dream of a game.
And we're watching middle infielders, third basemen, catchers really have some awkward tags with all the new rules about you got to give them a corner and you can't block and you can't drop your knee and you can't. There's just so much going on in a bang play, reading the throw, understanding where you are to receive the throw and where you got to go with the glove after. It's become a pretty complicated play for defenders.
It's like a whole new sense that you have to have.
I mean, yeah, in my day, Mike Scioscia would have been straddling home plate, catching the ball as he's dropping to his knees, understanding that the impact of the runner is going to hit his shin guards, but still catch the ball, block the guy, and then apply the tag. And that was like, that's a baseball play. That was like, wow, what a great catcher blocking home. You're not going to see that at any of the bases anymore, second, third, or home. You're going to see these reach tags and guys reading throws and trying to get themselves in the correct position.
The call on the field stands. The runner is safe. Los Angeles will lose their challenge.
So just didn't have enough there on video to overturn it. Call stands, and DJ Stewart has his third run batted in tonight.
Number 2, Omar Narvaez.
It'd be a lot more of a controversial call if that was a run that would go one side or the other.
5 runs for the Mets against the Dodger bullpen. And now the catcher Narvaez taking a strike over the inside corner. Well, this has turned into a bit of a lopsided affair here. Not as lopsided, though, as it is in San Francisco, where the Diamondbacks lead the Giants 15-1. Fly down the left field line. On comes Hernandez. Running, sliding catch. No matter where he's at, he's had those sliding catches. Had one in right earlier, and I makes one in left.
Everything he does has a little enthusiasm, and this definitely has no fear in it.
That was Blake Snell tonight for the Giants, who's now given up 15 runs in his 12 innings with the team and is about to fall to 0-3 in his 3 starts. Grounded foul off the bat of Jeff McNeil. Conversely, Jordan Montgomery made his Diamondbacks debut, 6 innings, 1 run.
Blake Snell's first outing was really just to kind of build his pitch count. It was a bad outing, but they were just trying to get him his work as he was a late sign. And now you start a little worrying.
That's a base hit to right for McNeil. Another chance for Pages. This time they will hold Stewart.
After the last throw, you're not, as a third base coach, going to send him.
Yeah. Especially a guy doesn't run as well. DJ Stewart, a big guy, stopped at third. So first and third with 2 out. And Harrison Bader with a chance at the first 5-hit game of his career. He's got his average up to 339 to lead New York. Native of Bronxville, New York. So you can remember as a kid going to Yankees games, going to World Series parades. And they got to play for the Yankees last couple of years.
There's been some damage. Pitch count, though, is not elevated. This is all on Ryan Brazier to get out of this.
Generous outside corner there to get him back in the count at 3-1.
9-4 sympathy strike.
Got him. Does it for the Mets in the 9th, but they score for the 3rd consecutive inning, and it's 9-4. Split last season between the White Sox and the Rays, like you saw from a lot of guys last year. Struggled with the White Sox, went somewhere else, was a lot better. That was the case with him. He had an 8 ERA with the White Sox, gets traded to Tampa Bay, has about a 2 ERA. And the Mets are trying to help him tap into what he had in Tampa.
As the season went on last year, everything got better and better, and especially at the very end of the year in September. So the Mets betting on this guy in the offseason. They sign him. He hasn't gotten on track yet this year, but if he is going to get on track, it's going to about be fastball command and that sweeping breaking ball.
Top of the order for L.A. Betts is 0 for 4. That close a few times. He's scalded a couple line drives and then just gotten under a couple long flyouts.
Dodgers might not come all the way back, but this offense in this inning, maybe it's all about giving them a finish. Give them a finish. You're probably still going to have to beat Edwin Diaz ultimately, so set the table against this guy and see what happens.
And maybe force Diaz into the game.
That would be good for the series. Yep.
Something the guys talked about early on during the good start was they would feel them wearing staffs down throughout a series. You know, tapping into parts of the bullpen that it didn't look like they had any business getting into early on in the series. And then to crack through against them when it mattered most. Checks his swing, and he's worked it full. (3-2). Lead-off walk. Oh, that's infuriating if you're the Mets. And here's Ohtani. Hit, walk, run, RBI, stolen base, stat sheet stuffer of a night. Roller to second. There's one. No chance at first.
Dodgers have gotten the leadoff hitter on in 6 of the 9 innings. It's just been a struggle to get a hit again with men on base. They've gotten 3, and all 3 of those hits with men on base came with runners in scoring position. But as far as extending innings and continuing to set the table and have a long rally, it's been tough for them.
Going to need a monster rally here in the 9th inning to avoid losing their 6th out of their last 8. And fall into what will feel like a disappointing 12-10. Strike on Freeman. That's the kind of stretch that every team goes through. Even the greatest teams go through at some point during a year. This one has come early enough where there's not a huge body of work to balance it out. And so you find yourself with all this talent, but with a record around 500.
You can go back through history and look at all the championship teams, and during the year, there are going to be 3 or 4 bouts where they lose 5 in a row, 6 in a row. This is the long haul. The sprint's in October. This is the marathon.
And it's a bigger conversation, but what they hope they're built for is that sprint, because the marathon has seemed like kind of a foregone conclusion the last decade. Can they win the sprint? Another 1-2 to Freeman. It is swung on and missed. Freeman 0 for 5 tonight. 3 Ks. And they're down to their last out.
Catcher number 16, Will Smith.
One on Smith. He's had a good night. He's got a couple hits, scored a run. Ohtani going to head for second, and he'll get there without a throw. This is a game of rallies tonight. It was 4-0 New York. Then the Dodgers scored 4 straight to tie it. But at this point, 5 in a row for the Mets. 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th. That's about to get their 5th straight win and their 11th out of their last 14 after starting this season 0-5. Sky was falling first week in Carlos Mendoza's managerial tenure. Second walk of the inning. Smith is on. And Tasker Hernandez is up.
37, Oscar Hernandez.
Diaz starting to stir.
Even to get him to warm up again would be a win.
It's 1-2. Diekman throws and Hernandez strikes out. The Mets get their 5th consecutive win. Dodgers have dropped 6 of 8.
2-5 on the homestand, and they're going to need to win the last 2 games just to kind of not get to 500, but to feel better about this homestand.
9-4 the final in this one, and tomorrow's coming quick. 1:05 start time. Jose Butto for the Mets. Gavin Stone for the Dodgers, trying to build off of taking that perfect game into the 6s last time. For Oral and Kirsten, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium. Stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.